isn't sure of a timeline for when it will reopen.
The Port of Baltimore is the East Coast's industrial shipping hub, one of the country's busiest. With no timeline for when the port might reopen, billions of dollars worth of cargo, including vehicles, construction equipment, and the parts to keep them working, will have to find new supply routes. The possibility of longer and more expensive routes could increase costs that may eventually be passed down to all of us.
Will affect us weeks down the road. And every day that goes by that port is closed, it creates more of a backlog and more of a shortage.
Earlier today, at least 10 commercial ships were seen anchored outside Baltimore's port. They could be diverted to ports in Virginia and New York.
The collapse is also forcing cruise ships to divert to other ports. Carnival Cruise Line is temporarily moving its Baltimore operations to Norfolk. A Carnival ship was set to return to Baltimore this Sunday. It will now arrive in Norfolk, and the passengers will be bussed up to Maryland. And checking back in with our alert desk now with John Rogers. John, this isn't the first time this ship has had a major issue.
No, it isn't, Michelle. Records show the ship was built in 2015 and has had two deficiencies since then. Over in 2016, now this cargo ship actually collided with a stone wall in Belgium. It damaged its hull, impairing its seaworthiness, had to be repaired there. And then just last summer in 2023, June 27th, 2023, actually, inspectors in Chile found a deficiency with its propulsion and auxiliary machinery. This was actually concerning gauges and thermometers. Records showed that the last inspection it received was this past September in New York. You can be sure that investigators are reviewing all these records to see if it played a role in what happened today.
All right, thank you, John. A former D.C. corrections officer accused of assaulting a handcuffed inmate has just pleaded guilty to violating that man's civil rights. Court records show Marcus Bias pushed the inmate's head into a metal door frame while escorting him back in 2019, injuring him.